I am Mama.
I am Papa.
I am Dada.
And I'm Aji.
I'm Aditi.
I am Bhaiya.
I am Nani.
I am Nana.
I'm a voter.
I'm a voter too.
I'm a voter.
And I'm a voter too.
And I'm a voter.
I am a voter.
I am a voter too.
And I am a voter too.
Be a voter. Vote Democrat.
Paid for by 𝐀𝐓𝐓𝐎𝐑𝐍𝐄𝐘. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
టీటీఏ ఆధ్వర్యంలో బతుకమ్మ మరియు దసరా సంబరాలు అక్టోబర్ 1 నుంచి 8 వరకు అగ్రరాజ్యంలో పూల పండుగ. అక్టోబర్ 1న న్యూజెర్సీ, న్యూయార్క్, సియాటిల్, ఇండియానాపోలిస్, డెట్రాయిట్, బే ఏరియా, లాస్ ఏంజలీస్, బోస్టన్లో. అక్టోబర్ 2న హ్యూస్టన్, చార్లెట్, కాన్సస్, డాలస్లో. అక్టోబర్ 8న గ్రేటర్ ఫిలడెల్ఫియా మరియు అట్లాంటాలో అంబరాన్ని అంటనున్న టీటీఏ బతుకమ్మ దసరా సంబరాలు.
We all know the America we love and deserve. But Trump Republicans are trying to take away every value we cherish. Our safety.
Tonight we begin with the growing epidemic of gun violence.
Our rights.
The court overturned nearly 50 years of abortion precedent.
Our democracy.
Turning now to the new unsettling video from the January 6th Capitol riot.
Our existence.
In the Northeast, freak flooding. Meanwhile, out west, historic heat.
But we won't let them win. The future is in our hands. Vote Democrat.
Paid for by 𝐀𝐓𝐓𝐎𝐑𝐍𝐶. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
ఆకర్షణీయమైన చీరలు, అప్పురపరిచే ధరలు. అందరికీ నచ్చిన, అందరూ మెచ్చిన షో మన లక్కీ మహిళ. బోలెడంత ఎక్సైట్మెంట్, వండర్ఫుల్ విన్నింగ్ మూమెంట్స్.
ఎగ్జాక్ట్ చెప్పారు. మీరే గెలుచుకున్నారండి. కంగ్రాచులేషన్స్. $220.
సెలబ్రిటీ హోస్ట్లు, అదిరిపోయే పంచులు, సరదా సరదా కబుర్లు.
ఆశ దోశ అప్పడం బడ హెల్ప్ మీరు ఆడుతున్నారు.
ఇలా మరెన్నో మెమరబుల్ మూమెంట్స్ తోటి ఫస్ట్ యానివర్సరీ జరుపుకుంటోంది మన లక్కీ మహిళ. Watch it live only on TV Asia Telugu. I am Mama.
I am Papa.
I am Dada.
And I'm Aji.
Telugu ప్రేక్షకులందరికీ hello and welcome back to yet another fabulous episode of our talk show with experts. మనతో ఉన్నారు మన ఇమిగ్రేషన్ ఎక్స్పర్ట్ రాహుల్ రెడ్డి గారు. రాహుల్ గారు, thank you so much for being on the show today అండి.
Thanks for inviting me, Garu.
Thank you, sir. This program has been supported by movers.com. Watch us on Yup TV, Facebook, YouTube, Sling TV, World, BBTV, and Dish Network. All right, folks, jumping on to the topic for today, the 540-day rule, or as I call the golden rule, working while EAD extension is pending. Rahul Garu, can you tell us a little more about this rule and who it's applicable for and how they can use this to their advantage?
Well, it is applicable to about 15-20 categories, Nitya Garu, but in particular, though, this is applicable mostly for the H4 EAD, our audiences are, and also it's applicable for the adjustment of status EAD. Now, these are only extensions, Nitya Garu. not the initial filing. So if you file the H4 EAD, can you start working while the EAD is pending? No. If you file the adjustment of status, can you start working when the EAD is pending? No.
Okay.
Now, and for the adjustment of status EAD though, you can file, everybody knows that you can file an extension within 180 days when it's expiring. Let's say, for example, it's expiring in February of 2023. So 6 months before that, somewhere, I think so, from September onwards or so, you can start filing for the extension.
Right.
Now, once you file the extension, if the EAD doesn't get approved by February of 2023, you can start working on the adjustment of status, EAD extension. Even though you did not get the EAD card, you can show the company the receipt notice and tell them to print out the website from the USCIS, and that's good enough. Most of the HR already know this, but just in case some of the HR doesn't know it, you print out the USCIS site. Here is the I-9 proof for it. So that's for the adjustment of status. Now, when it comes to the H4 EAD, this is where people need to be careful on.
Okay.
You cannot work just based on the EAD extension only, though. You have to have the H4 extension. The problem there is that typically, let's say the main applicant files for the H1 extension, it is strongly recommended they file for H4 and EAD extension at the same time. Now, when they file the H4 and EAD extension, what will happen is that the H1 will be approved normally, which is fine. They do in premium processing, they get approved. They don't get the H4 approval and EAD approval on time, though. Now, here, they cannot work. What they need to do is that, where we have pointed out to them, Margarita. You go to Mexico, you do the Margarita extension. You show your spouse's H1B approval. Let's say, for example, your EAD is expiring in February of 2023. Your spouse H1B is expiring now in February of 2026. You go to Mexico, have a Margarita. When you come back, you tell, look, my spouse H1B is expiring in February of 2026. Give me an I-94 until February of 2026. 95% of the time, if not 98% of the time, they will give an extension. Now, don't go to Laredo border, which I don't know why there is a big Telegram group. It's got messed up. Don't go to Laredo border to just cross the border and come back, because they are telling that it's not a meaningful travel. You must have a meaningful travel. So that's the reason we keep on pointing out Margarita is a meaningful travel. I want to taste Margarita in Mexico. So I went there, tasted Margarita, and came back. Now, you can have a virgin Margarita, nothing wrong with it. It's okay. But that's, you can use it. I want to taste Margarita in Mexico, not the servers that they do in Atlanta, okay, or Houston. They're not good. I want to go into Mexico and do that thing. You come back. Now, then you are eligible for the H4 extension. Once you get the H4 extension until 2026, your EAD is pending. You do not have to file an EAD. You need to file then you will get the automatic extension. Okay. So the golden rule that people need to remember is that the extension need to be filed before expiration. So if it's expiring in February of 2023, you cannot file on March of 2023. It won't extend it. It has to be filed before. Now, in the case of H4, the H4 need to be extended. They can go to Mexico, or if they get any stamping appointment, which are very tough in India. That's the reason we keep on pointing out Margarita extension.
Got it. Rahul Garu, just as a follow-up based on what you just mentioned, and like upon expiration of the date, then what happens?
That's it. You come back into United States. Let's say, for example, you travel in January of 2023. You come back. Your I-94 is extended until February of 2026. Okay. So your H4 extension may be denied, may be approved. It doesn't matter, because you already got the I-94 until February of 2026. So if they approve it, that's fine. You take it. If they deny it, you don't care. Your EAD will be approved. When it will be approved, normally the time may be a little bit longer. It may be approved in May, June, July, August, somewhere around that time. It will be approved and you will be fine. Because you have 540 days, not from the time you file the application, 540 days from the time the the EAD expires, which is February of 2023. 540 days is, February of 2024 plus 180 days. It's very long to calculate. Now,
got it.
The laugh that you are having about is where the problem is, Nitika.
Okay.
Okay, the laugh that you're having 540 days where the problem is. Because the USCIS used to adjudicate these applications very fast.
I know.
So when they used to adjudicate very fast, they used to have 0-day rule, because we're going to adjudicate in 90 days. If you're going to adjudicate in 90 days, why do you need it? You file 6 months before you get adjudicated in 90 days.
Right.
Oops, they started not adjudicating 90 days. They started not adjudicating in 180 days. Now we can't file before. If we file afterwards, we are in trouble. If we file before, we are in trouble.
Right.
Now, so we used to file after. So that's where the problem used to come, though. Then they came and said, "Oh, we are going to automatically extend it for 180 days." Okay. That means that they're going to take 1 year to adjudicate the application. Now they started flunking on that too.
Right.
Okay. They failed on that. I mean, we need to give F- to these people. Okay.
Yes.
Now they extended their deadline all the way to 540 days after the I-94 expires. It is for them, and of course for good for us too, to extend it. That means that it is because of their laziness they had to extend this by 540 days.
Yeah, I'm mainly laughing because of exactly that reason, and they are basically shoving it under the rug and saying that, hey, we are not pointing fingers at ourselves, but we'll give you this extension just because, we're lazy.
Right, right. But I don't want somebody to come back next year and say, look, you laughed at that. Now it became reality. Hope it doesn't. But
I'm because I used to run into this problem as well, Andy, that, the EAD wouldn't get extended in time.
At your time, that 180-day rule was not there. 180-day rule was not there. Yeah,
yes.
At your time. Then later on, they did the 180 days.
Exactly. And it used to be really annoying because suddenly you're like out of a job one day, not because of any fault of yours, but because the processing time is longer. So, I'm just happy that at least people have that grace period, and it's a long grace period. So, it's okay.
But there is a little bit tricky thing, a better thing they did, because we did a class action. Reddy and MNPC was the lawyers for it. We did not take a single dollar for doing the class action as of now. In this class action,
how are you going to build that mansion, Andy? What are you doing?
It's okay.
This is bad business.
I have an electric car, and my electricity is free from 9 o'clock in the evening and 6 o'clock in the morning. I only charge in the 9 o'clock in the evening. So that's fine. I've cut down my expenditure to a part. Coming to the point of the L2 EADs, there is no longer any L2 EADs.
Oh.
Thanks to us. We don't need EADs. So why did they even put the L2 EADs? Because every L2 spouse is eligible for the EAD. Why do we need to apply for L2 EADs in the first place? Why can't we show the L2 approvals and then start working? So the USCIS has changed their rules after the class action suit, saying that, okay, from now onwards, all L2s, that means that when you come from India on L2, you land in the country, you get an L2 I-94, you can start working on it.
That's amazing.
And if by any chance their L2 doesn't get extended on time, of course, they have a Margarita extension. The good part about them is that they don't have to file the EAD at all. I think so that they should do for adjustment of status too. I mean, if it's pending, hey, it's automatically EAD. Once we get the receipt notice, we should be able to use that as an EAD. But I don't know, they didn't do that. But for now, we have L2. But the class action lawsuit is still going on. So let's see if we get any positive results for the other things.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Is there anything else that you'd like to add before we start taking our callers in it?
No, we're good.
Okay. Thank you, sir. All right. Let's take our first caller for the day. Caller with the number ending with 7075. Caller with number ending in 7075. We're ready for you now. Please press *6 and to unmute your line.
Hi.
Hello? Hello, sir.
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah. First of all, thank you for taking my call. So I have a couple of questions. Me and my wife both have advanced parole, and our companies have recently filed our H-1B amendment and extension. So we wanted to check, is it okay to travel outside US to India and then come back on an advance parole when our H-1Bs are still pending with USCIS?
Absolutely. I do not see any problem whatsoever at all for your traveling and coming back. I do not see any problem on your H-1B amendment plus extension. Everything will go through properly.
Okay.
Will not have any problem.
Got it. Thank you. And my second question is, my priority date is September 2013. And so basically recently, 2013, my 485J got approved and my status on my 485 got changed to case remains pending. Is it good to assume that the case has been pre-adjudicated, and since there was no visa available, that's why they have moved it to pending status?
You could say that it is pre-adjudicated to an extent though, but normally the cases that get pre-adjudicated though, if the priority date becomes current in the next 3 to 4 months, they will normally approve the cases though. But if it goes beyond 6 months though, they again reopen it. They will look into the things. They may issue an RFE asking the 485J supplement. But if it's within 6 months, there is a good chance. Yeah. If the 485J is approved, that means that is a good indication. Definitely. It's a good indication. But please, the people who did not got the 485J application approved, guys, don't get panicked because if your 485J doesn't get approved. We still see a lot of green cards where the 485J has never been adjudicated. They still get the green card.
And is it possible that this priority date will become current in the coming time, September 2013 under EB2?
Can you do one favor to me? I'll give you $5. When you go to India, okay, there will be on the road, there'll be a parrot guy, okay? Ask him whether it's going to be current. And $5 from me, $5 from Nitya Garu, $5 from you, okay? $15 we pay to that guy.
Yeah, my parents gave $20 to him last time. Yeah, my parents gave $20 to him last time, but it didn't work out.
Wow. Okay.
Find another parrot guy, Andy.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. All right. While we take our next call, Rahul Garu, there's a question for you. This is from Life Coach Nitin.
I think so. We're increasing the demand of the parrot guys in India. Okay.
Yeah. All right. We may establish a separate visa category for them.
Yeah.
The P1 visa. All right. Life Coach Nitin has a question. He says, Rahul, do you see any problem with changing employers after a 180-day period? As pending interview scheduling, priority date is 2013 July.
I do not see any problem whatsoever at all in you changing the job, even though they are going to interview you. However, at the time when you go for the interview for the 485 application, I want you to take the 485J supplement from the new employer. If there is an interview, take the 485J supplement and make sure when you're joining the company is willing to give you the 485J. They don't have to give, because a lot of these FANG companies, they're telling they don't give the 485J unless there is an RFE or when there is an interview. In your case, since there is no RFE right now pending, there is no, when you join, just make sure that they are going to give you the 485J supplement to you at the time when it's required. That's all. But I do not see any problem whatsoever at all. The only person that I know about who changed the job and got the 485 rejected is when the guy moved from an IT profession to a restaurant manager. That's the only case I can recall. The 485 has been rejected. But otherwise, if you move within the same profession, we don't see any problem.
Okay, makes sense. Thank you, Andy. All right, let's take our next caller. Let's take our next caller, please. Okay, caller with number ending in 5125. We ready for you now? Hello? Caller with number ending in 5125. Hello? Hello? Caller with phone number ending in 5125 only. Hello? All right, let's take another caller. We'll put this caller on hold and try to get back. All right. Caller with number ending in 1828. We're ready for you now. Hello? Caller with number ending in 1828. Hello, sir?
Hello, Arun. Hello, Ritya. Can you hear me?
Hello, sir. Yes, sir. We can hear you, sir. Please go ahead.
Okay. Thanks for taking the call and thank you for all your help for the immigration community.
Sir, just 1 minute. Your voice is sounding a little muffled, Andy. Can you speak up, please?
Is it better now?
Yeah, much better. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Sorry for that. So my question is about the I-485 and or AOS EAD, and can anyone in this situation can start an LLC or do any business at least till we get the prior date becomes current?
You mean to say on the side or on the as the main though?
As a main.
So let's say, for example, you are a software developer. So you're going to start a business by your own, leaving the software developer job with the company and start your own company.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. Yep.
Yeah. And then it's going to be in the software development field only, is that right?
Yes. Yes. It is. It will be in the software field.
So, yeah. It is okay to do that, but we see a lot of scrutiny when you own your own business and you employ your own. If you want to do it, really want to do it, have your wife open a company and do it though. But we still recommend not to, because when you go for the interview though, we request that you take a lawyer with you so that we can explain the rules to them, the officer. That officer, look, on the 485 application, even though my wife is a relative, she can be employer. Even though I'm a self-employed, we can explain to them. But if you can avoid that, if you want to do a second job, that will be a different issue though. If you want to do the main job, you can. But I request that when you go for the interview or this RFP, please involve your own lawyer, not the company lawyer. Okay? Technically, it's possible.
Yep.
Yeah. We'll go to the next caller.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. Let's take our next caller. And in the meantime, question for you, Rahul Garu. And this is something we've talked about earlier. This is a question from Reality Facts. Says, can F1 students file a GC application?
Absolutely, they can. F1 students can file a GC application. People in India can file a GC application. People in anywhere can file it, and they don't need to be in United States even for filing a green card application though. Because for non-Indians, Nitya Garu, what we actually do is we just file the green cards directly and get them green card from outside the country. For Australians, for Europeans, for Pakistanis though. We just file a green card and get them. They don't have to be in the country. Yes, on student visa also you can.
So then, so a job offer is not a rare prerequisite for filing a GC application?
Of course, job offer need to be there. So let's say, for example, if the guy is working on a student visa, if he has a job offer, then only he can file the green card application. Not without that. Yeah.
Got it.
He needs to find an employer who is willing to give him a job offer.
Got it. All right. Thank you, sir. Let's take our next caller, Andy. Okay, caller with number ending in 5125. We're ready for you now. 1 second. Sorry. I think the call got dropped. Let's try another caller. Okay, caller with number ending in 06. Sorry, this thing keeps moving. Give me 1 second. Caller with number ending in 7771. 7771. We're ready for you. Hello?
Yeah. Hi, Nitya Garu.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, can you hear me, Nitya Garu?
Yes, sir. We can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Rahul and Nitya Garu, for both of your service. And thanks a lot, Rahul, for sharing your wisdom on immigration questions.
Sure.
Yeah, I have a quick question, Rahul. So my H-1B was with Company A for almost 10 years, but my green card was filed with Company B, which is a sister company of A. And last year, in the month of August 2021, I transferred my H-1B with Company B.
To the sister company that filed for the green card.
Yes. And then this year in the month of April, I filed for adjustment of status in EB2 stride, and I got my green card approved in first week of July.
You applied in April and you got in first week of July. Okay, sounds good.
So I just want to have a quick question. Is there any hard rule, like I have to stay with the company B for 6 months, or can I quit and move to a different company, Rahul?
You can quit right now and you can be flipping a burger in McDonald's. You can be a Microsoft CEO. You can be anything you want. You can just sit down at home, do nothing.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, thanks. I just wanted to get clear.
And will not have any problem for your green card, will not have any problem for signature.
Okay, sure. So there's nothing like a good faith, like a 180 days time period on that?
No. I don't know where they are coming with. There is nothing there that says that you have to stay for 180 days. Next person, please.
Yeah, thanks, Rahul.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. Let's take our next caller, and in the meantime, question for you. But before that, where do you think this rumor started, Andy, Rahul Garu?
Back in olden days, before the AC-21 law became law, I think somewhere in 2002 or 2003, this AC-21 became law. It was mandatory for them to stay until they get the green card. They can still quit afterwards, though. But that's where the law was. It was there, and then the law changed. When the law changed, though, it said you can quit the job even before you get the green card. You don't have to wait until you get the green card. But when you quit the job before the green card, though, you have to have another job within the similar profession. That's only before you get the green card. After that, it doesn't say anything. Right. So a lot of people ask, when you file for the naturalization application in the N400 form, they ask the 5 years employment history. Yes, they're asking 5 years employment history because to find out what you're doing. What if you are a drug dealer, okay? And you lied that you're a drug dealer. Later on, your naturalization can be canceled if you lied because, hey, you were a drug dealer. You never mentioned you're a drug dealer. I would have not given you the citizenship. So they ask 5 years. They ask 5 years employment history. They ask your mom's name. They ask your kid's name. They ask your wife's name. They ask how many times you have married. All the questions. They're just asking for your 5 years employment history. If you say that you did not work for company B that filed for the green card after you got the green card, absolutely, that's fine.
Got it. Okay. Fair enough, I guess. All right. Question for you, Rahul Garu. This is from Pranay Dua. Says, can I travel outside of USA on advance parole if my H-1B amendment / refile is pending with
I think
USCIS?
we already answered that question.
Okay. All right. And this is from Atul Mohan then. Any chance of new 7 years residency green card bill passing?
You mean to say if you reside in United States in the past 7 years and they're going to give you the green card?
I think that's what it is.
Very unlikely. Very unlikely. Very, very unlikely. We need to have 60 votes in the Senate, and we don't have it, though. Unless some miracle happens, which there is a possibility that the Republican Party may fight with each other and break up, and then the Democrats are going to win the entire thing, then there is a possibility that we can make it to 60 votes. But at this point of time, it looks very unlikely. Yes, there is a fight between Mitch McConnell and who is the Senate leader, and Trump. I really want to fuel it out so that they fight with each other.
Oh my God.
And then get the entire majority. Especially you're in Georgia. We expect Georgia to be one seat in, we expect Georgia to win the Senate. So yeah, if 60 votes, we get it though. It's very unlikely right now at this point of time. Yeah. But yeah, well, let's hope some miracle happens. But yeah, even if it happens, even if we get 60 votes for the Senate though, the 7 years residency is very, very unlikely, guys. Very, very unlikely.
Okay. Thanks, Andy. All right. Let's take our next caller. Caller with number ending in 0690. We're ready for you now. Caller with number ending in 0690. Hello? Caller with number ending in hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Yes, go ahead.
Please go ahead.
Hey, hi. I have a question, earlier what Rahul regarding that Mexico travel. So my wife's H4 is pending. My H1 got approved, last week. She is a middle school teacher. Now, do I need to travel to Mexico along with her, to get her I-94 extended, or is that she can go alone and come back?
If she goes alone, the chances of success is 95%. If she goes with you, the chance of success is about 98%.
Okay. Can I ask you one more question?
Absolutely. Yes. Go ahead.
Okay. So we tried through congressmen, to write a letter to them and all. So initially at that time, my H1 was not approved. So their expedition request was denied. Do you think now, since my H1 is approved, is it worth trying one more time?
I don't know about it. I don't know how to get the expedited things, guys. If I know, I will let everybody know. I won't, because only 1 to 2% of the chance they get the things expedited. We don't know whether they got it naturally or not. So I don't know. I don't know about it. But I can assure you what I told you about 95 to 98%. Okay?
Okay.
Next person.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling. Let's take our next caller, Andy. All right, caller with number ending in 1403. 1403. We ready for you? Hello? Hello? Caller with number ending in 1403. Please press *6 to unmute your line. *6 to unmute your line. Caller with number ending in 1403. Hello? All right, looks like we have an issue. We'll come back to this caller. All right,
Hello.
caller with number...
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello, can you hear me?
Sir, we can hear you. Please go ahead. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Rahul and Nitya. You've been doing a great job, and
Thanks,
we're very happy to... Our first question is I am on EB3 and my... We sent
What's your priority date?
For I-485J with a newer company. Priority date is January 16, 2013. Sorry, 2012, January 16. So earlier when EB2 was so good, we used my wife's EB2 to file I-485J. So that went ahead.
I am getting confused. Who is the primary applicant? You or your wife?
I'm the primary applicant. We started with.
Okay, so did you downgrade it? Did you downgrade it in? Did you downgrade in October, November, December of 2020?
No, I did not. I was always on EB3.
What do you mean by you filed 485J with your? You said you filed 485J for your wife. Do you mean to say that?
Yeah, because her
priority date is correct.
Yeah.
But did you try to change the adjustment of status that you have pending to her as a main applicant?
Yes, that's how we did it. And then EB2 completely retrogressed.
That is not a nice way. That is not a nice way of moving the 485 application to her, because they will say that it was never current for her in October, November, and December of 2020 when you filed it. So that's really a wrong way of
when we filed it, her dates were current. That's the reason we have taken that decision.
You filed the 485 application in October of 2020. That's what you told me. At that time, her date was not current.
I goofed up in giving you the right information. So when EB2 was current, that's exactly when we filed I-485J.
But that's not the question I asked, though. When you filed the 485 application, that was, you said somewhere in October, in 2020 you filed it. It was not current for her. That's number one mistake. Number two
I'm sorry. I gave you the wrong information. Let me give the phone to my wife. She will quickly tell you the exact.
Okay.
Hello, Rahul.
What's your priority date,
yeah,
ma'am?
so,
I know I got his priority date January 16, 2012. What's your priority date?
Yeah, mine is November 2014. Okay. So when we filed...
When you filed the 485J supplement, I know your priority date, the priority date was correct though. That is not the question I asked though.
And
when you guys filed the 485 application, which is in 2020, that's what your husband told me. Correct me if I'm wrong. You
21,
guys filed 485.
2021.
When? I-485, not I-485J.
September 2021. Yeah. September 2021, we filed the 485 under EB3 when he was current.
But you were not current at that time.
No, at that point I was not current. And then the EB2, EB3 retrogressed by 3 years.
Yeah. I'm aware of the retrogression, ma'am. So it's a wrong way you're doing it, ma'am. Everything you're doing it wrong. You should not have filed 485J for 2 reasons. One, the priority date was not current for you in September of 2021. The second thing is that never interfile changing the primary applicant. It never works because the USCIS does not have a system to do it. Okay? So I would want you to write a letter to the USCIS or probably have one more 485J supplement filed for your husband to revert it back to make sure that it is for your husband and get it corrected. And if ever you want to use your 485, if ever you want to use your priority date, never interfile into your husband's main applicant. If you want to, refile the entire 485. We'll go to the next person.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for calling, Ali. Let's take our next caller and meantime question for you. This is from Surabhi Verma. She says, does naturalization have a quota system like employment-based green cards?
Unfortunately, fortunately, no. Fortunately,
I was like, oh my God, how are you saying unfortunately? What?
No. It's fortunately no. No quota for it.
No quota for this.
And one of the other thing, Nitya Garu, for the people who wants to file the citizenship application, my advice to them is that a lot of people are very lazy in filing the citizenship. I will tell you that. Do you need to hire a lawyer? Now, there are a couple of things that I know. If you have any criminal record other than traffic tickets, definitely go with a lawyer, guys. Don't file yourself. Other than traffic tickets, okay? If you ever have been outside the country for more than 180 days at a single stretch, go with a lawyer. 180 days, single stretch. Not that every year you went 2 months, okay? It's going to cross 180 days anyway. No. In one single stretch, if you're outside the country for more than 180 days, go with the lawyer. If you don't belong to, about 95% of our people don't belong to that, or 90+% of the people don't belong to that. Then the way to file the citizenship is you go to online, fill it out, pay the money, that's it. And the questions that they are, guys, you cannot do any mistakes. By any chance, if you said that you are a terrorist when you are not, when you go for the interview, you will be asked, are you a terrorist? You will say, no, of course. Then why did you put here as a terrorist? It's a mistake. Okay, they'll correct it there. Of course, I expect that you will not answer yes, but just in case if there is any wrong answer to you, they'll correct it.
Yes, and please don't say, I used to be one, but now I'm a software engineer. So don't do that. All right.
Yeah. So it's easy application. You do not need a lawyer. I suggest people to do only 180 days or more at one single stretch. Go with a lawyer. Any criminal records other than traffic tickets. And if you have a speeding tickets and you paid less than $500 for the speeding ticket, you do not mention that in the citizenship application because it's unnecessarily alerts them to reasons. In the citizenship application, it's very clear. You do not have to mention those things.
Right. And Rahul, you also mentioned, Kala, that if you had like jury duty summons also.
Right. Yeah. I normally recommend that you go and check your election records there to see if there is anything in there where it is. And you need to then write a letter to them saying that, hey, there is a mistake. I'm not a U.S. citizen. I'm not supposed to be a registered thing. and send them in certified mail and register mail, and then make sure that you keep a copy of that with you if you get a jury summons.
Can you send it for multiple members of the family in just one?
Yeah, send it to one person only. Make sure that you make, just instead of I am writing a letter, okay, John Doe, I'm writing a letter, I am not a US citizen, there has been a mistake, I need to be taken off from the election rolls. You send it a certified, instead of John Doe, put Jane Doe, okay? But make it separate though, and put it in separate FedEx envelope and send it to them.
Okay, yeah.
And keep that as a record, so that just in case if somebody asks, hey, look, I don't know how that has happened, you know, I'm not a US citizen, here is a record that I mentioned to them.
Got it. Makes sense. Thank you so much. All right, let's take our next caller. Caller with number ending in 0569. 0569. We're ready for you now. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Please go ahead. Oh, *6 Sandy to unmute your line.
Okay. Can you hear me, Nitya Garu?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Nitya Garu and Rahul Garu, for taking my call. Thank you so much for all your service. I have a question. I'm currently on my adjustment of status. I got my EAD. I have a offer, and they're basically saying me that it's a very good offer, but I want to continue my H-1B. Is it okay if I submit my EAD only for the background check, and they will run the paycheck on somebody else's name, and then I can do 2 jobs?
That's called money laundering. That's a federal crime. It's a felony. If you are working and somebody is getting a paycheck, that's a felony. I don't understand your love towards H-1B though, okay? Yeah, no. Answer to the question is absolutely crap. That is a crime. You can't do that.
Okay.
You can't work and get paid to somebody else. That's considered money laundering.
Okay. Is it okay, like my wife gets the payment on the money because she also has an EAD?
Yeah, technically no.
Okay.
But my question to you guys is, you are willing to go to that far asking the question, can I do a felony? What is the love that you have towards the H-1B? Why? Just because a lawyer wants to build this kind of building that I have behind, it's a fake one though. What's your purpose? I don't understand it. Why you want to maintain the H-1B? You don't know whether you have to maintain it for 5 years, 10 years. I don't know. I don't understand the love towards it. But anyway, well, when we tell our employers not to extend the H-1Bs, you know, it's up to you guys.
Sir, you already have a lottery ticket with the winning numbers. You shouldn't say, I'll wait for this other ticket to, you know, win, and then only I'll claim my winnings.
Okay.
Next question. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for calling, sir.
I just have one more. Can I ask one more question, Nitya Garu?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, sir.
So when I submit just a curious question, I'm not going to do this, but like when I submit the EAD document for the background check, like do they come to know that I'm going to work for like multiple companies, something like that?
If you just give an EAD for background check, I don't know how they will come to know for the multiple companies. They can't. They won't. Because you're just telling that I may work with you on EAD. Okay, show me the EAD. Here is the EAD, and that's about it. That doesn't tell that you're working for multiple companies. It doesn't. But can you work for multiple companies on EAD? Absolutely, you can. Is that immigration violation? No. Is that any criminal activity? No. Now, is it a contract violation? That may be a little bit different issue. I'm not a contracts lawyer. If there is in the contract of the company, only you can work for our company. You cannot work for other company. That's a contract violations. Contract violations in this particular sense is not a crime.
Okay.
We'll go to the next person.
But my H-1B non-immigrant status will still be on, right? Even if I just give it.
If you just give it to them, your H-1B is still active. If you start working for them, you are an EAD. We'll go to the next caller.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. Let's take our next caller. Caller with number sorry.
కుక్కతో వంకర అన్నట్టు అన్ని చెప్పిన తర్వాత మళ్ళా వెనకకు పోయింది. Sorry, but these guys, I don't know why they have love towards.
I don't know either, but you know. And Rahul Garu, correct me if I'm wrong, but usually background check.
In fact, I have to make an announcement. Actually,
go ahead, sir.
This week, last week, we had a discussion in our office. One of the H1B got revoked, and there is a chance that it may affect her green card, though. And why the H1B got revoked was her salary was $100,000, and she was making $250,000. Why? Because she had multiple clients. Why did the H1B was being revoked is when the FDNS came in, the salary was $250,000 instead of $100,000, and she was actually getting $250,000 every month. I mean, divided into every month, some $20,000.
Right.
So what happens is that what the USCIS is telling is that you told the LCA, which is a public information, that for the US employees, who are wanting to apply for the job, you told them the salary is about $9,000, but you're actually paying $20,000.
Correct.
Based on that, they revoked the H1B. Now, that may affect the green card. Now, what the employer should have put it as a bonus, because it's a bonus, instead of giving us a monthly salary. That's a nice way. The people need to discuss about this very thoroughly when getting way over. Now, if it's 100,000, she was getting about 120, that's different. When you're getting $250,000 and that too as a salary, that is a violation of the LCA, and thus why your H1B. Now here, if the person would have been an EAD, which she had it, and she won't listen to us.
It would have been a problem, yeah.
She had it, and it wouldn't have been a problem. So what people think that, there is 100 in one circumstances, 1,000 in one circumstances, the green cards get denied, but there is 5% chance that this kind of thing can happen to you. So, people still don't listen. The dog tails will go back and say, no, I want to be an H1B because the other lawyer told. Why? Okay. We'll go to the caller.
I think this, especially with our folks, I think we have a tendency to allow other people to scare us into thinking that the worst can happen, Anmata.
Yeah,
so
and then
you need to wake up and just...
Most of the other lawyers are villas like that.
Yes. Grab the bull by its horns, get onto your EADs, work for 10 employers, make all the money, build that mansion. Maybe one of you can give
make
one of
money for yourself, don't make the money for lawyers.
Make a mansion, give it to Rahul Garu, actually, for giving you that advice. But Rahul Garu, also correct me if I'm wrong, with the typical background checks, they're only mainly checking for any fraudulent financial activities or criminal activities in the past, and, just to make sure that you're not laundering any money and stuff like that, right? It's not so much whether how many people you're working for and stuff like that. That doesn't matter to them.
No, that doesn't matter to them.
Yeah, so your background checks will not tell your, future employer that you're working for 5 other people. It's only going to say whether you've done any, criminal or financial fraud in the past. That's mainly it, right? All right. On that note, let's take our next caller. Caller with number ending in 0017. Caller with number ending in 0017. Please press *6 to unmute your line. We're ready for you. Caller with number ending in 0017. Hello? Hello?
Hi, ma'am.
Hi, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Hi, good evening. Go ahead, sir. We can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So, I am F1 student here in US, and last year, 2021, November, my H1B is approved. So my employer is nowadays not supporting me to transfer my status to F1 to H1. So can I proceed with other employer without cap exemption?
So the H1B that you got approved without the I-94. Is that right? I-797B.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
No, technically you cannot. The reason is that if you don't get a valid H-1B with an I-94 attached, or you go to India, or you get the H-1B stamped, technically you're not counted toward the H-1B number. So since you're not counted toward the H-1B number, that means that you cannot file a transfer of H-1B to a different company. Okay?
Okay.
You'll have to go through the lottery system again. We'll go to the next person.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
I have one more.
Oh, go ahead, sir, please.
So, without cap exemption, can we file H1 with other employer?
No, not with other employer. With the same employer you can, not with the other employer. We'll go to the next caller.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling in. Let's take our next caller.
Nitya Garu,
Did you have something to say?
Yes, I just want to caution people though. When you are filing H-1B, if you are in United States, file it as a change of status. Never file it as a consular process unless there is some extreme circumstances though. Because you're not technically counted when the H-1B number approves. It's like Andi, Bundi, Alwa, Laddu, Kakking.
Can you guys hear me?
Sir, yes, we can hear you. Please, please hold on for 1 minute, sir.
So, because Andi, Bundi, Halwa, Laddu, but it's the wanted thing, will you eat it? I mean, it's not worth. This H-1B is not worth. He doesn't have the I-94. Right. So what's the purpose of you having Andi, Bundi, Alwa, Laddu? It's not. You can't eat it. Right. So it needs to come with an I-94. Then it's valued. Otherwise, it's not valued, guys. So especially if you are in US, if you're outside the country, you don't have an option. I mean, you have to get without I-94 and then you have to go for stamping. So absolutely crappy idea to file a change of employer, to file a H-1B. If you're L1, if you're H4, okay, a lot of people will say, oh, I get a H-1B approval, so I'm going to move to H-1B. I'm an H-4 EAD, I'll move to H-1B. I don't want to be committed to the H-1B. Well, there is a solution for it. You get the H-1B approval with the I-94.
Okay.
Then what you do is on October 2nd, which is today, okay, or probably on Monday, okay, because on October 1st is when the H-1B starts, is right, Nitya Garu?
Right. Yeah.
So on October 3rd, you fly to Mexico, you come back. When you come back, you tell them, I am an L1, I'm an L2, or I am an H4. You come back. Then what happens is that you technically are in H-1B for a 1 day period, which is October 1st, 2nd, or 3rd. And then you fly to Mexico, do the margarita switch, you come back, you have. Now, whenever you want to move to H-1B, you don't go through the lottery system.
Got it.
So he should have, any company is telling to file a consular processing, don't go with that option. Do this margarita switch. You will achieve it. You get 2 birds with 1 bullet. You got the H-1B and you got back to L1, L2, or H-4.
I mean, this is like a genius hack, Andy. So why would anybody go with consular processing in that case?
Right, because they don't know the margarita switch. They want to maintain the H-4 EAD. They want to be counted, but they are neither Garka nor Gatka. Here, they're going to get two birds with 1 bullet.
Got it. All right. Thank you, sir. Okay, let's move on to our caller. Caller with number ending in 8566. We're ready for you now. Please press *6 and you to unmute your line. Caller with number ending in 8566. We're ready for you. Hello?
Yes. Hello, Nitya Garu and Rahul Garu. Thank you so much for the help that you guys are doing. And first of all, I would like to really appreciate the way Rahul presents and adds humor into his serious immigration questions and answers. And having said that, my couple of questions is prior to date, Jan 2013, downgraded in November 2020. And I got an EAD around 22 Jan, but somehow we had a layoff in April. By that time, I was able to got my 140 approved. I had a 1 month gap, but I switched to EAD. Is that a problem? And the second thing is there any limit of when you're working on EAD, limit of hours that you're working on with multiple clients? I mean, more than 24 hours in a day, something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take the answer offline. Thank you.
Right. It's better to avoid the 30-day gap. There are some creative ways of avoiding the 30-day gap of employment. One thing I would always argue is the company A that filed an I-140 approval never withdrew the I-140 approval or anything about the 485. So you are still working for that company for that period. That is what my argument will be. I will tell you offline how that works out if you want to. It's better to avoid that. Second question that you would, and you may have to have a consultation for that too, because I do not want to have gaps in the employment. I do not want to have a gaps because there must be a continuous job offer for you. From the time the 485 has been filed or from the time labor certification has been filed, there must be a continuous job offer for you until you get the green card. So that 30-day might become a thorn in your neck. So I would advise to consult a lawyer to avoid, and there are some creative ways to avoid, even though you already done it. For the people who are anticipating it in future though, there are some creative ways. You can open up your own company. Remember the one guy, I told that guy that opening a company or opening a wife's company is not a good idea, I told him. But under the circumstances, to cover the gap though, it may be a good idea to cover the gap though, okay? Not for a continuous thing to cover the gap. It needs to have your company or your wife's company would be an ideal situation though. Because USCIS can always say, hey, you don't have a job offer in that 1 month, so I'm going to cancel your green card. There's a possibility for that. But there are some creative ways after the fact also, like you did. I want to consult it. I can't speak online on the recorded line, these things. Second thing, is there a limit on how many hours you can work? Yes, it is 24 hours, 7 days a week. That's a limit. Got it?
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Got it.
You can work for 24 hours. Nothing wrong with it. See, especially doctors and certain people are tested 24 hours though. Can they sustain for 24 hours when they do the residency continuously without sleeping? So yes, there are certain things like NASA, when you work for NASA, they test you and then you can work for 24 hours at a stretch though. Yeah, I did work for 24 hours at a stretch. Yeah, nothing wrong with it. Yes, you can work for 24 hours too. Nothing wrong with it. We'll go to the next caller.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling. Before we take our next caller, there's a question for you, Rahul Garu. This is from the One King. Says EB3 straight, priority date is June 2014. I-140 approved. Notice date was March 28th, 2016. I-140 amendment S2, I guess, or SII received. Date is April 19th of 21. Notice date is December 2nd, 21. 485 receipt date was November 4th, 2020.
I lost the track, Andy. Okay. I lost the track. Let's go to the next question. I'm sorry about that.
No, so he was basically saying planning on transferring H-1B to new employer. Does the new employer need to file the 485J? If not, when should they, Or is there going to be
the I-140 is already approved, is it right for him?
Yes.
When did he file the 485J supplement?
485J, he's asking if they need to file the 485J supplement.
The new company doesn't have to file a 485J supplement immediately. They can always file it later on when there is an RFE or when there is an interview. But always make sure that the company is willing to give you the 485J. It's not like you get an RFE or you get the interview and then the company says, uh-oh, we're not going to give you the 485J supplement. We don't know what 485J supplement is. Then you will be na garka, na gatka. So make sure that you get that assurance that they're going to do the 485J supplement.
Got it. All right. Just one other quick question, Andy. This is from Rajeshwari K. Says, got primary applicant green card but printed E27 on the card. Is it going to be any issue?
If both the people have got the green card though, if the primary applicant has been printed E27, you said, is right?
Yes.
That's not a problem. You're fine. You don't have to return the green card or anything like that. It's supposed to be printed E26. It printed as E27. That's not a big issue. I would not do anything for her right now. Because if you want to change anything though, you have to file something called I-90 form. And then you have to mail the green card to them. And it's going to take like years, 1 year or so for you to get the green card back. I would not do that step.
Okay. Got it. Thanks, Sandy. All right, let's take our next caller. Caller with number ending in 2779. 2779, we're ready for you. Please press *6 Sandy to unmute your line. Hello? Caller with number ending in 2779. Hello, sir?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir. We can hear you. Please go ahead.
Hey, hi all. Hey, hi Rahul. My question is like a follow-up question in reference to the previous callers. My path is like same. Basically November 2020 EB2 to EB3 downgrade and all of that. I did file an interfile when my dates were current. My priority date.
When did you file? When did you do interfiling?
May 2022.
Okay.
So I'm currently still in the 180-day period window. Okay. So apparently, my sponsor company happened to be a staffing company. Okay. My end client basically, I somehow the contract was ended up and they terminated me from their company and they rehired me as I found another job, another contract opportunity. Okay, so basically we are talking about 45 to 50 days of unemployment. Okay, but just wanted to let you know, I was already working for some other company through my concurrent H1B on the sidelines. So that window was covered. Okay.
Absolutely. For the purpose of the 485 is covered.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that is correct. So I'm still in the 180 time period window. I'm just waiting for the time to tick and for me to come out of that window. So right now, in the meanwhile, I found another company and I'm concurrently working for them on my adjustment of status. So do you see any problem? Me being on bench for like 50 days unemployed.
Wait.
Having a payroll run during that time.
You said that you're working with this other company and you got to run the payroll with that company, right? Concurrently filed H1B. That
is correct. Yeah, I'm with the other company. That is correct.
And
I'm
if
not
needed,
idle
that
anytime.
company, that is not unemployment. That is not a gap.
Okay. But the person who is sponsoring for my future employment, right? In that perspective, I was saying about my unemployment. If not,
no. It's not unemployment. And that company is willing to give you the 485J supplement if needed to be. That they have a job offer.
Yes, after the 180 period, yes. That is correct.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
I don't see
you don't see any problem in my case, right, Rahul?
That gap, what I was speaking about, where people need to consult a lawyer, is not applicable to you. You're good. Don't waste your money.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
And I do have all my pay stubs that would support my case, should that be needed, because I have a congressional inquiry to USCIS in my local Charlotte field office, and I just 2 days back I received a notice saying like I have a pending interview scheduling in like next 45 days. In case if I don't hear, they were asking to just go ahead and reach out to them one more time. But I'm strongly expecting an interview scheduled in the next 45 days. Having said that, do you still recommend me having another 485J with my another company and go with it or no?
No, I do not recommend to get another 485J supplement though. However, I do recommend that you have a mock 485 interview. You know what a mock 485 interview is? Where the lawyer will go through as if that he is an immigration officer. It probably is of worth for you for a mock interview. If there is an interview, just because they told you it's an interview doesn't mean that they will conduct an interview though. They sometimes may waive, but if they do though, I normally recommend to have a mock interview done by a lawyer. What we normally do at our office is
I'm just trying to understand the rationale, Rahul. I understand. I totally respect whatever your advice is, but since I've been with this employer for like last 12 years or so, because I don't feel comfortable with them. I have a better job offer. The other person is willing to file the 485J for me. So what is problem in moving out with the other company, having him filing I-485J for me?
Absolutely, I don't see any problem. As long as the profession which you're moving into is a similar profession, I don't see any problem.
Yeah, similar
Not at all.
profession. They're even paying me more.
Yeah. You don't have any problem, sir.
Yeah. So
You're good.
I can basically have a physical copy taken with me during the interview. Should that be in like next 45 days or so, and have the officer consider the new 485J, and
Absolutely.
That shouldn't be a problem, right? Okay.
That should not be a problem. We'll go to the next call.
That's all, Rahul. I just wanted to make sure I'm striking on the technical aspects of it, and just wanted to get your opinion. That's all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. Let's take our next caller. All right. Okay. Caller with number ending in 0083. We're ready for you now. Caller with number ending in 0083. Hello. Please press *6 Andy to unmute your line. Caller with number ending in 0083. Hello. Hello.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, we can hear you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Nitya and Rahul Garu. So, been following your show. Thanks for the help. And Mike, I have a quick question. Can you hear me? Sorry.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. So, my priority date is June 2nd, 2011. And I applied an EB3 straight in 2020 October, and though I had EB2 in advance, but that time it was not current. So, and then I got EAD and the advanced payroll, and after that we expedited, and then I got an interview. Then last 2021 September I completed my interview, and after that January 2022 I refiled. I interfiled to EB2. Just in case, like, if I can. Interfile because I thought that will get faster.
Okay, keep going.
So then after, so I think I was talking to you on the show. Then you recommended me that after 120 days of interview, I didn't get anything. So I raised the congressional inquiry with the senator, and last week I got a reply saying they're doing background check.
Okay. Yeah,
so, the background check is going on.
Keep going.
So they mentioned that in the response they said everything like as usual, but they said please be assured that this case has not been overlooked. And there's one sentence they say.
What is your question to me right now?
Yeah. So and the other thing they have said, we respectfully request you to allow 120 days.
I know what the content is. What is your question?
My question is that 120 days is that what they are saying is right time, or should I wait? I mean, anyway, I have to wait. But is that something we can hope?
We normally recommend that if it passes the 2-year mark since the filing of the 485, you may want to consider suing the USCIS, because here is the USCIS comes with an excuse when they are lazy enough, they don't want to adjudicate the application. They always say the background check. The reason why they're telling background check is now the congressman cannot do anything. That means that if you're a terrorist, the congressman cannot tell to approve your green card, is that right? They want to hold your green card. Of course he won't. So they always put as a background check. So when we file a writ of mandamus though, then they have to show the record. What criminal record? If you are an aide of Osama bin Laden and you were in Pakistan helping him, they have to show it to them, to the judge. And the judge look into, this guy helped Osama bin Laden. He should not get the green card. Then he will tell, okay, USCIS has authority to wait. But there is none. Is that right? Then they have to adjudicate the application.
Right.
But for the people who wants to go to the route of writ of mandamus of court system though, what we recommend is that wait until it's been 2 years since the file of the 485 and give it extra 30 days. Okay? And then the final action date has to be current. Then we recommend going to the court. Then the judge will ask, show me. He's an assistant to it. Where did he call? He was there next to Osama bin Laden in that particular bunker or whatever that place in Abbottabad. He left at that point of time. We have the information. Then it makes sense. Okay. Otherwise, they should give the green card.
Right. So, So in my case, I think I have to wait like 30 more days because October
30 more days,
2020, right?
and then if you want to choose our lawyer, the proper lawyer is not me. There's another guy by name Stephen Brown. He's the proper lawyer to take you to court. Okay.
Okay.
We'll go to
And I have
Thank you.
couple of questions. Quick question, please.
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So the other question is like planning to go to India. I already used my EAD, and so like since it is 2 years past, so if they ask me again medicals, is that something I have to be here, right? So can I take my medicals ready and give it to my family? I'm traveling so that they can submit in case if they ask.
Yeah, you can. I just want you to hold on for just 1 more week, though. The reason is that we are expecting that they will say that it's valid for more than 2 years. The announcement may come. They have extended the 60-day period, but they haven't extended the 2-year period. Let's hope that just wait for 1 week. If not, get the medical. Thank you very much.
Okay. And I have one other quick question. Like the priority date for the Washington DC office, right? Just keep on going on. So this now it's showing 2024. Is that priority date applicable for those who already attended the interview, or this is for general, like those who are in the field office?
What do you mean 2024?
Like when I put my my receipt date in the field office, it shows like contact April 4, 2024, not before that.
No,
date.
you can ignore it.
So is that?
You can ignore that. You can ignore that.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rahul.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. All right. Folks, unfortunately, as always, we try to answer a lot of questions, but I see there's a lot more people on the live chat as well as the waiting room on the call. But we are all out of time for today. We thank you for calling us and sending us your questions, but we'll try to take as many as possible next week as well. Rahul Garu, anything to add before we say goodbye to our viewers, Andy?
No. Thanks, Andy.
Thank you so much for being on the show, Rahul Garu. As always, being very candid in answering our viewers. We appreciate that, Andy. Thank you so much. And to all our viewers, happy Gandhi Jayanti, by the way, and have a fabulous week. And we'll see you all same place, same time next week. And until then, stay safe, stay happy, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
I am Mama.
I am Papa.
I am Dada.
And I'm Aji.
I'm Aditi.
I am Bhaiya.
I am Nani.
I am Nana.
I'm a voter.
I'm a voter too.
I'm a voter.
And I'm a voter too.
And I'm a voter.
I am a voter.
I am a voter too.
And I am a voter too.
Be a voter. Vote Democrat.
Paid for by 𝐀𝐓𝐓𝐎𝐑𝐍𝐄𝐘, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
టీటీఏ ఆధ్వర్యంలో బతుకమ్మ మరియు దసరా సంబరాలు అక్టోబర్ 1 నుంచి 8 వరకు అగ్రరాజ్యంలో పూల పండుగ. అక్టోబర్ 1న న్యూజెర్సీ, న్యూయార్క్, సియాటిల్, ఇండియానాపోలిస్, డెట్రాయిట్, బే ఏరియా, లాస్ ఏంజలీస్, బోస్టన్లో. అక్టోబర్ 2న హ్యూస్టన్, చార్లెట్, కాన్సస్, డాలస్లో. అక్టోబర్ 8న గ్రేటర్ ఫిలడెల్ఫియా మరియు అట్లాంటాలో అంబరాన్ని అంటనున్న టీటీఏ బతుకమ్మ దసరా సంబరాలు.
We all know the America we love and deserve. But Trump Republicans are trying to take away every value we cherish. Our safety.
Tonight, we begin with the growing epidemic of gun violence.
Our rights.
The court overturned nearly 50 years of abortion precedent.
Our democracy.
Turning now to the new unsettling video from the January 6th Capitol riot.
Our existence.
In the Northeast, freak flooding. Meanwhile, out west, historic heat.
But we won't let them win. The future is in our hands. Vote Democrat.
Paid for by 𝐀𝐓𝐓𝐎𝐑𝐍𝐶.org, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.